Shout out to Kemove for sending me this product for free. This is the Kemove Snowfox 61. It is a 60% mechanical keyboard that has Bluetooth and Hotswap. This keyboard is pretty significant to me as I've had previous experiences with this keyboard before and I thought that it was an interesting board. Can it compete against other budget 60% boards? Let's find out. The box includes the keyboard itself, keycap holder and switch puller, the USB Type-C cable, and the paperwork for the keyboard such as the manual and the warranty. This is a standard 60% layout with the function key in the corner. The other layers for the function button are all the same along with the GK61, so there's not any huge differences when it comes to layout in these keyboards. This isn't a bad thing at all, it's actually pretty consistent. This keyboard includes Hotswap, which is a huge plus for gaming keyboards nowadays, as many people are starting to get into the world of mechanical keyboards, and this is a chance for them to try out new switches. This also gives modding opportunities, which makes it so much easier for the user to not have to desolder their keyboard. I decided to go for Gateron browns, as I actually do like brown switches personally. I've gotten quite the amount of hate for saying so, but just because Glarsis says that it's bad doesn't mean that you might not like it either. Anyways, the only gripe I have with these switches is how light they are. As long as they get a spring swap, then they'd be much nicer. The stabilizers are plate mounted, and they are pre-lubed out of the box. For it being out of the box, there's not a lot of rattle, and it's honestly pretty good. Take a listen to it. The lighting is pretty standard, as with all 60% keyboards around this price range, which isn't a bad thing. You can download software for this keyboard if you are interested in accessing more lighting functions that this keyboard doesn't have built in already. Now that I've had experience with quite a few keyboards that do include Bluetooth, this keyboard definitely has the best functionality out of all of them. I'd say a close competitor would be the Gambake TK68, but that keyboard has 2.4 GHz connection, so that's in its own league. Other ones were very delayed, had weird connection issues, or just flat out barely worked as it should. This keyboard's Bluetooth actually works perfectly fine, and is a nice addition to have for this keyboard. Now that all of that has been said and done, let's move on to the stock typing test. Overall, I think this is a great 60% keyboard with very little flaws. It's a great beginner board for those that want a pre-assembled keyboard and would like a starting point for something to mod, as opposed to building an entire keyboard by buying each separate part. The pros include hot swap between 3-pin and 5-pin switches, easy to connect Bluetooth, and pre-looped stabilizers. The only con that really bothered me was the case itself. The problem about this case is that it's non-standard, meaning you couldn't take out this PCB and use it on an aluminum case such as the Tofu case, unless you make that keyboard case for yourself. This isn't a huge issue for me as I have no intentions of switching the case, but it might be a deal breaker for those who want to keep the same PCB. Otherwise, this keyboard is excellent, and I highly recommend this keyboard if you want something that is very straightforward and has hot swap, so that you don't have to worry about desoldering. Thanks for watching the review portion of the keyboard, and here's the modding portion of the keyboard. Because of the time restraints with my personal life regarding school and work, I didn't really have the time to lube these Gateron Browns, so I opted to put in my lubed and filmed Gateron Yellow Pros.